This is JW Schmo from Raytheon's After Hour Gaming League's B League team. Thank you for joining us. This is Game 4 of Week 1 between Raytheon and FactSet. In the bottom left, we've got Shadarki of Team Raytheon playing red, the wonderful Raytheon red. This actually isn't Raytheon red, but close enough. And we've got Wheatcoff in the bottom right hand corner, also playing as Zerg, only he's blue. And we should have a pretty good matchup here. Now, just a note, you'll notice that there was no Game 3 for Week 1, and what ended up happening, the backstory there, quite simply, is that the two people that are supposed to play that one didn't. There was a scheduling issue that dropped it back to like 11 o'clock at night, and by that time, the other games had resulted in not needing to play that game. All right, so just that's the backstory there. One thing to note: Weekoff there doing the Thespian Geyser, the extractor, so he could build that and get the extra food, the extra drone. Don't know how effective that is. I haven't seen that a lot in HOTS play. I'm sure that on some level, though, it does give at least a little bit of a benefit. Alright, so we got some scouting going on here. We've got some scouting going on for both of them. Alright. And two spawning pools. Looks like Starkey a little bit behind, but that's okay. About the same number of drones. And Weekoff with his natural going down there. Alright, so Shadarki just a hair behind. At the 3-minute mark, spawning pool finishes. And, excuse me, that's for Weekoff. And right here, right after, about 10 seconds later, Shadarki's go down. He immediately goes to the metabolic boost. Weekoff chilling, a little bit slow on his extractor, while Shadarki right on with the extractor. Alright, and as always, the obligatory spine crawler going down, and Shadarki leading off with some Zerglings. So it looks like Shadarki's going to do a Zergling push here, certainly evidenced by the metabolic boost and the 6 or so Zerglings coming down. He sees the Expo, he sees this spine crawler, and he's going to see those two Zerglings. So on some level, he kind of knows what's coming, what to expect. And obviously Weekoff is now going to see those Zerglings. Sorry there. And some good play here by Weekoff. Just really, quite frankly, able to handle the situation. Alright, excuse me, some Banelings going down. That's going to affect this gameplay. By Shadarki. He's going to lose a queen. Weekoff, that is. And the spine crawler is not looking too good, but these Banelings are gonna do what that spine crawler really couldn't, and that's take on these Zerglings quite effectively. And I love that graphic. It's like I'm gonna punch you across the map. Zoltan Mesko there for the win. Alright, so Shadarki getting his natural up. And Weekoff, little supply block, that's okay. And Shadarki again just trying to poke. And kind of gets out a little unscathed. And that spine crawler is just going to kind of chill up there. Alright, let's see. So now Weekoff kind of good map visibility. Probably could have moved a little bit over to the side. Where's my whiteboard overlay? There it is. Alright, could have moved. Certainly has enough. Overlords should have enough. Maybe not. Good play there. Let me rewind that so everyone can see. Alright, so what we saw there was a Baneling taking out just a handful of Zerglings. So that's a good point on Sidarki's to basically, what am I trying to say? Prevent the Baneling from obliterating his army. Alright, so here's that poke again. So I apologize. It's like 12:30 at night here, and I'm a little tired, hence my slow response time in the talking department. It is well past my bedtime. Alright, so here's that play again. And Weekoff still a little coming up on the supply block. Good movement there for Weekoff, placing his Baneling there, kind of block off this attack. Yeah, and there they go. Zoltan Mesko just punting. Some good micro there, and the queen is going to fall. So that's 150 minerals, so 300 minerals, probably lost more than that. But anytime you take out a queen is always effective. Queen's very, very important unit for Zerg these days. Alright, so we got a Roach Warren going down for Starkey. That'll be a good counter to these Banelings that are coming up. But you know, right now it's about even. Shidarki with a little bit more minerals, rate of income here, simply because he's got more drones. Both are pushing along quite nicely. Alright, the obligatory spine crawler going down. And we'll probably finish up this Roach Warren right around the 9-minute mark. Sorry about that. And no one likes the unbuildable leaks. Alright. Not too much to talk about here. You know, they're building up their army. Here we go. Alright, so you've got Hatchery going down, and Lark Queen going up to replace the one taken out by the Zergling Rush, the push by Shidarki. That's always good. Both teams could probably chance some more Overlords kind of scouting around. This Overseer is going to see some good information here for Shidarki. Let's see what he's going to come up with here. Good pass through. Finally going to see that Baneling nest. Going to see some Queen going on there. And all the gas. And, ooh, look at that. A Roach Warren. So everyone's got a Roach Warren. Looks like Shidarki's a wee bit ahead. And his Hydraulic Den is also going down. His Overseer is going to fall, though. And the lair is down. Both have their lair down. Shidarki, a little bit ineffective there with his food count. Down a little bit. So he's not building anything. But I guess that's alright. And we've got Evolution Chambers going down because we love research at Raytheon. Always that's heavy research. A little supply block there. Gotta kind of work on that. Alright, we got some movement. Got some roaches. Oops. Excuse me. And some Banelings. And Changeling. Changeling's always good. So that means that Shidarki's going to be able to see this. watching. Just watching. Alright, week off, also getting the Overseer. It's always good. Learn a lesson or two there. Alright, pretty evenly matched on the Overlords, and let's see, food count. 6 roaches to 11 roaches and 7 hydras. So, if played right, could be a pretty potent arrangement right here. These hydralisks. Does he have? He's still reaching the muscular augments. These are going to be pretty slow hydralisks, but they are going to take out this overlord. So it looks like Shadarki is going to be a wee bit supply limited. Not too bad considering that he's just now getting on that mark. Also getting hydras. Hydras are good. But supply, so going to be supply blocked here shortly. These hydras are going to take out this overlord. Unless you can get a couple of these out. It's not going to look good. No. Alright, so both of those are going to fall. And now our good friend Shadarki is definitely supply blocked. Alright. Both of them now kind of down to the 100, 110. Had to rebuild. Their overlord supplies. Hopefully you could hear that. I moved my face away from the mic. If you can't, well, tough noogies, because I'm not recasting this again. Alright. Yeah, I won't lie. Infestation pit down. Zerg on Zerg, it's kind of like, alright, they're both going to spread creep. You know, the end game's going to be, if they're new to Heart of the Swarm, they'll go infestors for the end game. If they've been playing Heart of the Swarm, they're just going to go Ultralisks, right? I mean, Ultralisk win. It's like rock, paper, scissors, dynamite. Dynamite's the Ultralisk. It always wins. You can get to it. You can put Brewlords out there. I mean, they're effective. It's effective strategy against other races, but really, the Ultralisk just kind of trumps everything. I'm not sure if it's overpowered or if it's, you know, properly spec'd out, and it just hasn't. The counter for it has not been properly identified. But it's a beast. All right. So both of them dumping down on their third. And now we cough. A little supply block there. Alright, so we've got Hydralisks. We've got Infestation Pit. Not researching anything. Probably now would be a decent time considering they're supply blocked. But that's okay. Alright, we got Infestation Pit, and we've got the Pathogen Gland being researched. Good old Pathogen Glands. And we've got our level 1 attack and Carapace researched. Looks like this hatchery is going to be nice and done here at the 1630 mark. So they're both about finished. Looks like, now if we notice here, Shadarki just twice as many drones. So the rate of mining is going to be substantially higher. I mean, that's evidenced by almost a 50% difference and the amount of money coming in any given period, with Weekoff just behind, really, quite frankly. Also evidenced by the larger army that Weekoff has at the moment, because he's not spending all his money on drones. So that engagement right there, that would have been ugly for Shadarki. Excuse me, but just going to sneak these spine crawlers in just in time. It's going to draw back a week off into engagement and just going to show up right on time. Excellent usage of the fungal growth on those hydras. Those hydras taking in damage now because, well, you know, They got moss on. Alright. So now it looks like Shidarki able to effectively push back that attack. He's going to hold on to a good chunk of his units. Looks like Wyckoff's still a little bit better off, but doesn't have. It does have the research. Should stand corrected. Not pushing too hard. Could stand to do a little bit more research. Alright, just double checking. Shidarki double checking his one of his potential forts. I won't lie though, Wyckoff a little bit better here with the creep management. Definitely pushing out the creep. You can see that he's substantially further out. Hasn't reached the halfway point yet, but that's okay. Both have about the same overlord management. I'm a little hesitant to figure out. Oh yes, that's right. The second hatchery. It's been explained to me that that is a way for Zerg to manage their third resource, which is the larva, because they have a limited number of larvae they can use at any given time. And seems effective to me. I don't play Zerg enough to know. I leave it up to those that are in the know, such as yeah, buddy. Alright, so we got some Vipers here. Interesting unit. Have not experienced too much play with it. Obviously, it can abduct another teammate, another team's units, drag them over to your end of the pool, and allow you to get some close action attacks on. Can also do the Binding Cloud, which is they're kind of like in what is it? The air equivalent of the Defiler from the original StarCraft. Oof, drag that one out of my memory. I think that ages me too, doesn't it? Half these people probably haven't even played the original StarCraft for any length of time. I remember when that game came out, and I played the demo, man. I was like, man, these you get the Marines and the fire bats, and you run around, and you just destroyed the computer in the tutorial. Because I mean, it wasn't the most eloquent AI. Granted, I mean, no AI back then was too eloquent. Usually, what they do is they just up the resources and attack power of said AI. But man, I remember that. That was a big deal. That would have been middle school for those that care to date me. Alright, so we got some 2-2 research here for Shidarki's ground units against a 2-1 for Wyckoff. And you gotta love the research. Research plays a very subtly important role. Now you'll notice, and I'll pause this for a second. So you'll notice here that these two evolution chambers are missing about 200, a little bit less now than that, 200 health, and that's because of this consume functionality, which is similar to the Defiler's functionality from StarCraft 1, where it could take 200 life and get about 50 energy. So looks like Wyckoff is trying to accelerate his energy growth on these Vipers. We should also look at, for those that aren't familiar, the Blinding Cloud functionality. Basically what this is going to do is if you have some long-range unit like a Hydralisk or a Roach, it reduces their attack range so that they can only attack units adjacent to you. And why is this significant? Alright, well let's take a look. So if we look here, we've got this group of units, and let's say we played the cloud right on here. That means that if there was a whole bunch of other units that were like a couple pixels away, this is a couple pixels, that means that only this front group of roaches would be able to attack, right? So that means that your army really gets cut down to just this front row right here, and that's a very effective piece of gameplay there if you can use it correctly. Obviously, everything needs to be used correctly, but that's basically what's going on there. Is it reduces the army size of the opponent, provided that they are in the cloud, right? And then obviously, if you engage right in the cloud, then it doesn't make much of a difference because they'll just walk up to you and hit you, be like high five, whack. That's actually exactly what they do. They go high five and then they slap you in the face. All right, now back to something serious. All right, so again, good scouting. I really like how Weekoff just keeps the creep going slowly but surely. I would argue Shadarki could take a lesson there out of that page. All right, a little bit of a retreat here by Weekoff. Doesn't want to engage right there, and the reason for that is the ever infamous, lovable Wings of Liberty friend, Brood Lord. And here you can see right here, this is good play. Right here is where the binding cloud is going down. Now, the only thing I would note that's a little unfortunate are these Brood Lords that are right in the thick of all of these Hydralisks. So the timing there, a little bit off, a little unfortunate for Weekoff. Very, very good timing there for Shadarki to be able to get right underneath these Brood Lords and to also fungal growth a substantial amount of Weekoff's army. Even still, though, just not huge amount of units for Shadarki originally lost simply because of that cloud, the blinding cloud. All right, so now these Hydralisks are going to have to kind of manage these Brood Lords. They're going to do that. You're also going to see some infested Terrans go down right underneath the Brood Lords. This is key. It's key. It really is. The Brood Lords just maybe half a second. 30 seconds difference in when they were spawned, and this would have been a whole different game. These infestors just playing a real big part in this. And also, I would argue the fact that the acid saliva for Weekoff is only researched to 1 instead of 2. So that gives all these infested Terrans that just died a pretty decent advantage. And we're going to see these roaches start running after these Hydralisks. Now all of a sudden Shadarki is looking a little grim. But thou shall not lose hope. We will also notice that down here we've got an Ultralisk cavern, so the addendum to all of that is the ever famous in HOTS Ultralisk is going to be popping out quite shortly, and that will swing the tide of this match. Why? Well, quite honestly, because depending on who you talk to, the Ultralisk is overpowered. End of story. Alright, so we got our first Ultralisk up. And look at this. 5 armor. It's a beast. And someone's running. Excellent use of that fungal growth. He's going to take out a lot of Hydralisks with that. And so we got one Ultralisk, and then another 6 Ultralisks. For 7 total Ultralisks for Shadarki. That does bodeth welleth for Shadarki. And these Zerglings just deflecting, so the great thing about these Zerglings, right, is you get these 4 spine crawlers, right? So you're here, you got this wall. Well, these Zerglings are going to take all the attacks in here and absorb them, right? And that gives time for your Ultralisks to get in close and really start doing some damage. So good play good use of these Zerglings to really kind of absorb that initial attack and then get in close and let the Ultralisks just win, really. Let's be honest. We got some Brood Lords coming out, but at this point, you're kind of caught off guard, and your one major expansion that's got substantial amount of minerals. Well, they all do, but you're gonna lose base. He's got just enough Hydralisks there to take out those Brood Lords, which is also key. Gotta love that. But again, here we've got these level 5 carapaces that are just absorbing all the damage from those Hydralisks. I mean, you just can't really compete. And then again, these infested Terran just kind of popping up and doing their thing. Alright, so he's not even going to bother. Shidarki's not even going to bother with the natural. He's going to go right after the 4th. And I would expect the GG here shortly. That's Wheatcoff's entire economy pretty much gone. You know, there's a couple, there's not much here compared to having 4, now 5 bases. So we've got, you know, the 5th going down here for Shidarki, so that bodeth well. And still researching while, you know, Wheatcoff kind of caught a little bit off guard here. And there's the GG. So ladies and gentlemen, this is game 4 of week 1's regular season in the B League for After Hour Gaming League. Raytheon goes on to win their first week's match against FactSet. It was a very enjoyable gameplay. There was one forfeit. That was game 3 between JW Schmo and his opponent, who was supposed to be, wait for it, I don't have it up. Well, I don't have it, so I apologize for that. But that was a forfeit. The game was played later. It was supposed to be played later in the evening, around 11 o'clock, and didn't happen. So anyway, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for Week 2's gameplay against a very competent Amazon team. Thank you for watching. This is JW Schmo from Team Raytheon's After Hour Gaming League. Good night.